Well, the pioneering bluegrass band Appalachian Roadshow is getting critical acclaim for their latest recording, appropriately titled Tribulation, which was released right in the midst of the COVID lockdown. Well, they're going to perform in just a little bit, but first, I want you to hear an incredible adoption story from the band's founding member and banjo player, Barry Abernathy, along with his wife, Beverly, their daughters, Chastity and Emma, and the newest members of the family, Zoe and Tyler. Would you give a nice welcome to all of the Abernathys to our show?
Thank you.
We're so glad to have you guys here. Barry, I'm tempted to talk music. You're a Grammy-nominated banjo player. The band has been one of the leading bluegrass bands in the country. So many recordings. But there's something that has happened just in the last few months. It's pretty significant.
Yes.
Your daughter, Chastity, works at a daycare center. And she first met Zoe and Tyler while working there. And these children were foster children, and you guys took them in. And then you took another huge step and you adopted them.
Yes.
But I want to know, when you first met Tyler, I want you to tell us why you guys connected.
Well, it was the whole story would take us too long, probably more time than what we have. But the gist of it is, my daughter works at the daycare. She came home a week or two prior to me meeting the kids, and she was talking about the little boy having a birth defect. Or a birth difference. I'd say even a hand difference, like I have.
So
and
you've got...
I don't have fingers.
Which is amazing. Left. You play the banjo with a thumb and part of a forefinger, and that's it.
I'm the best banjo holder you've ever seen.
No. You've been nominated for a Grammy with a hand that only has a thumb and a finger. I mean, that's extraordinary in itself. Okay, so go ahead.
Well, anyway, I just basically told her she brings home cats, she brings home dogs. She's one of those kids. And my wife and I never thought about adopting or fostering or anything. And she was telling me about these two children and the situation they came from. They had been in 8 placements in about 9 months.
Oh my!
Just moving one place to the other, and we're just it was a rough situation for them. Well, I was getting ready to go out on the road on a Wednesday evening, and. For some reason, I was going up I was taking my youngest daughter to my mother's. Going by the daycare center, and I got about 2 miles from there, and it literally, like everybody can believe the way they want to, but God got in the car with me. The Spirit of the Lord dealt with my heart and wanted me to go by and see these kids. And I thought, well, I don't know what this means, but I'm going to go by and see them. So I told my youngest daughter we were going by, and she's like, "Daddy, I'm your baby. Don't do this." But we stopped by, and Tyler was... He was about like from here to the band from me. My oldest daughter, Chastity, had shown him videos of me playing the banjo, and she showed him that I had a hand like his. Well, he's sitting back there with his buddy on a table there, and he just looks up and he takes his buddy, "Turn around, look here, buddy," and he pats him on the head and he says, "Hey, look, that's my dad." And he just jumps up and runs to me and jumps up on me, and I mean, it was touching. And he said, "Are you my dad?" And I said, do you want me to be? And he said, "You're my dad." And he took his hands and held me and just kissed me right in the face.
Oh my!
Man, you can see he's a ham right now. But he immediately, him and Zoe both won us over. Well, that was Wednesday evening.
You think? You think that might have done it?
Well, here's the whole deal was.
I'm about to cry, man. And
Well, the whole deal was I left, and my wife, we had not even spoken about it at all. And I got serious with God about it. I knew He was leading me to take these kids. For some reason, it happened so fast. Well, I prayed about it all the way over, and I got to the interstate, and I just kind of gave up. And I said, "Lord, if you're going to put this on me, you're going to have to make a way. I don't see any way at 50 years old we could do this. I mean, we can't even hardly pay our bills now. We're just scraping by like everybody else." Well, that was Wednesday evening. On Friday morning, the placement they were in had decided they were going another direction, and they had been moved so many times they were going to send them to an orphanage, a group home. So when they told us that, we have some friends through the daycare. One of the lady that runs the daycare, her daughter works with DFACS, and she worked it out where we could take them and keep them for the weekend. We've had them ever since.
Beverly, when this all happened, were you afraid that Barry might say, "Oh no, honey, we can't take this on right now"?
I did.
You did say that,
yes.
You need to sit, buddy.
No, I was more worried about Emma because Chastity had just graduated high school.
Yeah.
And it was time for Emma to, shine and have her time. And so I called home to talk to him, and someone was there, so I wouldn't tell her that I had went by. And then he left to go on the road, and that's when he went by, and he called me, and I said, well, I've already been. So.
Wow. It was like God put all this together.
Yes.
Emma, how did you and Chastity react to the fact that, okay, here's instant brother and sister coming in, moving in there. Is that okay?
Well, Chastity was a lot more understanding than I was because I'm the baby, and I've always
Not
been
anymore, honey.
Well, I told Daddy, I was like, well, I'm still the baby, and he was like, Emma, honey, it's gonna be different. I was like,
But it sounds like that you've gotten used to this idea.
Yeah.
And Chastity, you got to know the kids before anybody. What was it that drew you to them and made you just somehow feel that your family was going to be enlarged by their presence?
Well, the first time I saw him, I didn't even see his hand at first. He winked at me and told me what his name was. And I went up to him and I saw his hand was just like his. And I looked at our director, Ms. Tammy, and I was like, his hand, and she's like, I already know. I've already had my moment over it. So it was just crazy. It was instant connection. I mean, he didn't even have to say anything. Just looking at him, I don't know. It's something you had to feel.
It's a beautiful, beautiful story. What a great gift of God you've given these precious children. And tonight, touching our hearts with this great story. Thank you. Thank you.